For a lot of us, last year was a tough year. We had to go through a lot, and not having the pool was a tough thing. So we're looking forward to moving forward and getting this pool open. And I believe that after everything that's gone on, we really need it. We need it socially. We need to be around each other. We need it mentally. As a community, we need it to grow together. So we're really excited for it. A little bit about the board. Most of the board is a brand new board, except we have Nate, Jerry, and Fred. They all stayed on to make sure that this thing goes smoothly and that we can open this year. So we're thankful for them. But we do have a new board, and why this board all jumped on is because we want to save the pool. And we're gonna share a whole bunch with you tonight to tell you where we're at. But we all see a need for this pool, and so we're working hard to get it open. And I will tell you a little bit about the board. Everybody on the board is paying members. So the reason that we're doing this is solely to save this pool and get things going for 2021. A little bit about me and my family. We have been living here in Clearview for 6 years, and we just love this pool. We've connected with more people at the pool than we have anywhere else around here. So it's a neat way to connect with people. And we believe that any new people that come into the community, it's a great way for them to get to know people as well. I think a lot of people agree with that as well. Our purpose for meeting today is to get on the same page and to be super transparent with you. I know a lot of people last year, when things didn't open, they wanted transparency, and that's what we're going to do tonight. We want to give you everything that we're going through and what the pool and what we're running into. So we're going to present everything to you. Lauren has a whole presentation for you to talk about all of that after I'm done. But if you have any questions that come out through this, there is a chat box and you can send it, and Brandon will get that, and we'll try to hit those questions as well. So we want to make sure that we're open and hitting any of those questions for you. For this pool, it's a members owned pool. So no one has a bigger stake than anyone else. We are absolutely all in on this together. So if the pool fails, we all fail. So here goes. For 2021, I will be completely honest with you. It is a make or break year for us, financially, maintenance-wise, and as a pool community. Lauren's going to be talking about some of the finances, but I wanted to talk about what we have ahead of us for the physical pool and all the things that we have to do. The pool, it needs a ton of work right now. We truly believe, and we know that we'll be able to get this thing open for Memorial Day, and it's going to be a great weekend. However, to do that, we are going to need everybody's help. I know boards in the past, what I'm learning about them is we're so thankful for all the work that they put in. And very often they did a lot of work. Our culture needs a shift in this, and we all have to be doing work together. Now remember, this pool sat for a year and a half, so it needs a lot of work. It needs to get cleaned out, needs to get scraped down and take the paint off. We need to fill the cracks, and there's a whole bunch, and then it needs to get repainted. It's all things that we can totally do, and with a whole bunch of people, it shouldn't be a problem at all, but it's a huge job. What we actually really need is a new liner. That would solve major problems. However, that's like $30,000 to $40,000. So we don't even have close to that saved up, but it is a future goal. Because that would solve a lot of our problems if we had a new liner. We did in the fall some painting in the bathrooms, and they're starting to look really nice. We still have to finish that painting, so that's going to need to get done this spring as well. Also, the floors need to be repainted, and there is a ton of landscaping stuff all around that's needed. We are going to be having Sign Up Genius signups throughout all of April. So on Saturdays in April, you can come and you can volunteer, and there'll be a sign up list so you can actually just access it online. We'll be sending that out, and it'll be on our website. And if you haven't gotten a chance to check out our website, Brandon did a great job just making it more contemporary and user-friendly and easy to check out. So check out the website if you do get a chance. So there is a lot of work that needs to be done on the pool. But I know that we can get it all done. Even if you have like an hour on a Saturday. I know I coach soccer, so I'm gonna have to be coaching, for like an hour on Saturday mornings, but I'll probably start before and then come back after the game. So I know a lot of people have a lot of stuff going on Saturdays, but if you can give us an hour, it's so helpful, and it's so needed. And throughout the year, we're gonna be needing assistance too, and we're gonna have like different days where we can get together and mow the lawn and things, because the reality, we don't have money to pay someone to do this. So we are going to need to get together as a members owned pool and do it together. I see a lot of the pools surrounded around us, and that's how they work, and it works pretty good. So couple of last things, but yeah, so the days that we are going to be working, it'll be the Saturday after Easter weekend. So not this weekend, but the following Saturday and the Saturday after that, we're going to be doing work, whether it's landscaping. If you like painting, come on board and please join us. But I'm so thankful for everybody. I'm looking forward to the summer, to connecting with everybody, and I'm going to pass it over to Lauren for her part.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining. So our treasurers on the board are Jerry and Fred Leach. They gave me all of the accounting data that went into the financial budget for 2021, which was approved by the board last week, I believe. If not, we will be reviewing it this week. So I'm kind of the bearer of bad news. We don't have a great financial basis to start the year on. So I'm going to touch a little bit on what happened over the 2020 season that we didn't open, and where we need to start for 2021 and how to rebuild for future years. So if you have any questions, just remember to put them in the chat, and we will get to as many questions either during the presentation or after the presentation, or via email if we need to. For all of you that are past members, everyone knows that there has been a significant financial impact by not opening the pool. That means we did not get our regularly expected dues for the 2020 season. However, we still had to pay all of our utilities, most of which were reduced, but we still have to pay maintenance fees on those. We also still had to pay our insurance policies, as well as some maintenance that needed to be done over 2020. So Chris mentioned a little bit of that, but the maintenance fee was designed as an assessment to cover some of those costs over the 2020 season. So what you will see is at 2020, when this board took over most of the way through the summer season, the starting balance for the 2020 season was $15,000 rough dollars. We had several expenses. So what I just mentioned, we had taxes, we had insurance. Those taxes are local and county. And then we had our maintenance costs and fees, our utilities as standbys. Our total expenses were $14,841, leaving us, well, with the 2020 maintenance fees that were paid, The $100, I think it was various, but a family membership was $100. That left us with $62.89 to start the 2021 season. I think you heard my deep breath there. That's not a lot of finances to start the pool year. There are a lot of expenses that hit us up front to open the pool. It's a significant investment. Some of those being pool prep, which Chris was talking about, paint, also the chemicals that keep our pool clean, and our payroll as well. So we can't focus on what's the past because we can't go back and change it at this point. So what we're going to focus on is the financial future of the pool and focus on opening for 2021. So we're starting off with that $62.89. We still have to pay our taxes for 2021, which some of which have already come out of the bank account. We still have to pay our insurance before opening day. We have to pay most of our maintenance costs and fees before opening day. And our chemicals get paid before opening day. So you can see that's a significant financial impact just to open the pool. Those are all shaded in gray. In June, very quickly in June, we get hit with a very large water bill after we fill the pool. So we have utility fees, some of which are spread over the course of the summer. But we actually have about a $3,000 utility fee for that water early June. And then we also have a payroll budget that we're going to meet this year. We did reduce what we expected for guests and rentals and concession stand income. We reduced it over 50% because we may have some limitations on what we can do for 2021. And then you can see our 2021 membership income. That is an estimate. That is estimating that 80% of our members rejoin. And that brings in $55,000, leaving us with a balance at the end of the year after paying all of our expenses, about $3,500. So you can see it's not a very great forecast. What you may have seen posted on social media is that we're doing some fundraising this year. So that is in addition to what we've never done before. We will also try a couple of different fundraisers throughout the year. And we may try to offer some different programming depending on the guidelines that come out in May as far as occupancy and what we're allowed to do due to the COVID-19 pandemic. We're not going to get into specifics about COVID-19 protocol. The reason being is those guidelines are constantly changing. We hear it from the news every single day that something changes. We just heard from Pennsylvania last week that they're reducing some masking guidelines. So we think that, or we would estimate that in May, we're going to do another member meeting and we will cover the COVID-19 protocol for the opening day with the latest and greatest guidelines that we can find from the CDC and the state. The reason why we are waiting a little bit longer to post this protocol is no matter what, we have to follow state and local guidelines that are posted. So there is CDC websites, there are state websites that if you would like to go out and find what's current protocol, then you can do that. But those protocols may change by May. So we're going to take the most recent protocols that are posted by the CDC and the state. And again, as Chris mentioned, we need member support. So by having every family get single membership and senior membership rejoin, that is the best case scenario financially for our pool. The more families and singles that we have rejoin, the more membership income that we can then hold over for saving up for that liner. So Chris mentioned a little bit earlier in the presentation, we have a large savings goal that we need to meet in probably the next 2 to 3 years, $30,000 to $40,000 for a commercial pool liner to sustain our pool for the next 10 years. To do that, we need to fundraise. We need to have people come to the pool and we need to have members rejoin or new members join. And so right now, I think the going question out there is, yes, we are accepting new memberships. We will have an occupancy limit based on the CDC guidelines at the time that they are posted in May. And we will calculate that and post that on the website along with any protocols or guidelines that we need to follow with that occupancy limit. Brandon, do we have any questions yet that maybe Chris can answer?
Not as of yet. I also put in the chat, if there are any questions during this presentation, please feel free to type them in the chat. I'll read them and I'll queue them up to Chris and Lauren as we go.
So we have, just to reiterate, we have volunteer dates. The Sign Up Genius will go live shortly after this meeting if it's not live already. The Saturday dates that are already posted in Sign Up Genius are going to be April 10th and April 17th. I've also already put some tasks out there for the 24th and the first week of May. So you'll see those as well. And we will take skilled and unskilled labor. So if you can rake leaves, we will accept a person to rake leaves. If you can scrape paint, that is valuable to us. The more people we have volunteer on those days, the less hours we can work.
Well, I am. Oh.
Go ahead, Chris.
I'm not seeing any questions here, but I just thank everybody for joining us.
Sorry, Chris, Lauren, we do have one question that came through here.
All right.
Question is, since the pool COVID guidelines are being postponed until May, can members wait until that time to join without being penalized?
You would pay the fee that's after March 31st on the membership letter.
Well, I just want to thank everybody. I really do think that this is going to be a great summer, and I'm already hearing more people that are wanting to join, that know that this is a great pool. They're connecting to different people and sharing it, but I don't want you to hesitate to just tell people to join and have us connect with them, and I think it's going to be a great summer. So I thank everybody for joining us today. And if you have more questions, we surely can answer that. And one other neat information, we did hire a manager. So that is an exciting thing. Someone asked just now, is the deadline for the 31st postmark? And I would say yes, that's fine. But we do have a manager, and we are excited about that. So anything else that you saw, Brandon?
Sorry, I was on a different window trying to get off mute. There was the few questions that was referred to in the email. Some of the questions were the maximum guest capacity each day. Similar to what Lauren had mentioned, we are not sure of that at the moment because of the CDC and state guidelines changing. So once we do know more with that, like she stated, we'll have another meeting closer to May for the opening time where we can hopefully address that. The swim team, that's another question that has popped up a few times. We are looking for a volunteer to run the swim team. The previous person that led it in 2019 will not be doing it moving forward. So we are looking for someone to do that. That will also be posted up on our social media and website. So if you know of anyone who is willing or would like to do that, please let us know.
Another note on that one, Brandon, is the Beaver Valley Swim Alliance is actually the club or organization that does the meets with the different pools, and we do not know if they're operating for 2021.
Correct. Thank you for that. Chris and Lauren, I believe you guys can see there are more coming in for everyone there.
Awesome. I like questions. So will we be able to bring guests? We will be allowing guests. We have to fine tune that policy based on what the occupancy limits are in May that get posted by the CDC, by the state. So we will calculate what the occupancy is, and then we will create a policy on how many guests can fill in via the whatever limit is left within the occupancy. So lots of math to be done. And that occupancy is based off of our dry square footage and wet square footage. And there are two different calculations. So we will be making sure that we have the most accurate information out there in May.
Looks like there's a couple questions around being able to bring guests. There's questions about new members paying after they hear about the guidelines in May.
So the limit for joining is you must be paid in full by the first day of the season. So you have until, I think it's May 29th or May 30th is that Saturday of Memorial Day weekend, which is when we plan to open, if all of the pool prep gets done on time.
And there was one about where to drop off the check.
I was actually just replying back to that one. I was going to see if it's possible to mail out tomorrow. If not, let me check with our treasury and see if there's a way we can get that delivered somewhere, or how we can possibly get that with you.
If it's put in the mail tomorrow, it can go to the PO box. It will be postmarked tomorrow if they put it in their mailbox tomorrow.
Good.
Again, it seems like there's a lot of questions about the guidelines. Multiple times I've mentioned May. We don't have a membership meeting date set yet, but I will post that at least 30 days in advance.
All right. I am not getting any more, but I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. I hope to see everybody the first Saturday after Easter, so next Saturday. It'll be great to connect with people and do some work and get ready for the pool. The warm weather is already here, and I'm even wearing shorts, so that's a good thing. But thank you, everybody, and have a great night.